October has always been the perfect month for horror anime, a time when fans rewatch eerie classics like Soul Eater and Blood Lad to get into the Halloween spirit. But in fall 2025, Crunchyroll is making weekdays a little more unsettling with This Monster Wants to Eat Me, a haunting new series that explores horror in a deeply emotional and psychological way. Unlike the over-the-top monster battles that dominate most horror anime, This Monster Wants to Eat Me takes a quieter, more introspective approach. It replaces jump scares and gore with a sobering look at grief, depression, and the fragile desire to keep living after loss. Airing Thursdays between the lighthearted campfire cooking in Another World and the fan-favorite Spy X Family, this series offers viewers a darker emotional journey amid the season's lighter fare. A story about living when you don't want to. At its core, This Monster Wants to Eat Me isn't just about yokai and the supernatural. It's about Hinako Yados, a high school girl haunted by the tragic deaths of her parents and brother. Consumed by guilt and despair, Hinako longs for death rather than life, until she meets Shirori, a mermaid yokai who vows to protect her from other monsters before ultimately devouring her. Their relationship becomes a chilling metaphor for the push and pull between survival and surrender. As Hinako grows closer to Shirori, viewers are drawn into an emotional paradox, a friendship that could either save her or destroy her completely. This delicate balance gives the show its emotional edge, setting it apart from traditional horror series. The Terror Within. While This Monster Wants to Eat Me features yokai and supernatural threats, its real horror comes from within. Much like the works of Junji Ito or the psychological despair seen in Another and Angels of Death, the show taps into the everyday terror of being human, of losing meaning, purpose, and the will to go on. But unlike many horror stories that focus on external danger, this one confronts the enemy inside: trauma, grief, and hopelessness. Hinako's struggle mirrors that of anyone who's faced despair and asked themselves if life is still worth living. Echoes of other existential anime. Fans of emotionally driven anime will find familiar shades of melancholy and hope. Your Lie in April explored similar themes through music and love, showing how one person's warmth can reignite another's will to live. Undead Unluck used supernatural absurdity to explore two characters desperate for death who find meaning in each other. Even Ashi no Ko and Vinland Saga grappled with rebirth after unbearable pain, from Aqua's quest for justice to Thorfinn's journey toward peace. Like those series, This Monster Wants to Eat Me isn't just telling a ghost story. It's using the supernatural to reflect real, human suffering, and how, even in the darkest corners of despair, connection can spark a fragile, fleeting hope. A new kind of horror for Crunchyroll. With its haunting tone and emotional core, This Monster Wants to Eat Me marks a refreshing evolution for the horror genre on Crunchyroll. It's less about screaming in fear and more about feeling the weight of sorrow and survival. For viewers looking for an anime that blends the eerie with the emotional, Hinako's story offers both heartbreak and healing, a reminder that sometimes the scariest monsters live inside us.